My WWE WrestleMania 27 pay-per-view preview / predictions. Let me give you my thoughts on this year's WrestleMania card, the build-up leading into it, and obviously my predictions of what I think is going to happen at WrestleMania when it's on pay-per-view tomorrow night. And as far as the build-up to this year's WrestleMania and the card-wise first, let me get into the card first. As far as the card for this year's WrestleMania now, there's one huge gripe I have to say at first, and I think a lot of people have this gripe about this year's WrestleMania, is they don't have the Money in the Bank match happening at WrestleMania, which I think is a terrible move for WWE to not have that match right there, because since WrestleMania 21, that was kind of turning into being a WrestleMania tradition, something you would expect to see every year at WrestleMania. I think it worked out very well, and some people that normally wouldn't get WrestleMania matches could be put in it. Some mid-card talents would get showcased better than probably what they would do in some of these other matches, that some of these talents that normally would probably be in a Money in the Bank type match, they're pretty much in throwaway matches and matches no one cares about, most in particular the 8-person tag. Talent like Wade Barrett, Kane, and Big Show would probably be used better if they were in the Money in the Bank match, and people might care a little more about what they were doing this year's WrestleMania if they weren't in a terrible 8-person tag that no one cares about. I guess Daniel Bryan and Sheamus, you kind of could argue, because that is for the United States title, but all that's basically for is just a rematch for the United States title, and it's not really a WrestleMania worthy match. I think I think they will have a good match, but like I said, I think these two would have been better used in a Money in the Bank type match. Mysterio and Rhodes is the one exception. With them, Mysterio or Rhodes would, do good in a Money in the Bank match, especially Mysterio. But that match with Mysterio and Rhodes has actually been built up, and I gotta say they've been building up for a little bit, so it's understandable that match taking place. And then the one thing that the two talent that are getting wasted the most this year at WrestleMania is John Morrison and Dolph Ziggler, with them being in that 6-person tag, which with Trish Stratus being in there, with Ziggler being in there, with Morrison being in there, and even though I'm not much of a fan of Michelle McCool is at least a decent women's worker. They might make that match a little better than what I'm expecting, but having a no talent celebrity like Snooki in there, and that just takes away from the match for me completely, with that no talent hack being in there. And like I said, those talents I named, like Ziggler, Morrison, Sheamus, Daniel Bryan, Wade Barrett, even Big Show and Kane, could be used better in like a Money in the Bank. And they got the United States title on the line, but not the Intercontinental Championship on the line, which is something if they want to do the U.S. title, they should at least put that on here. And obviously at this point, unless they somehow just throw it out there at the last second, there's not going to be a Intercontinental Championship on the line, but I don't think there necessarily needs to be. I'm just saying if they do the U.S. title, they probably should at least do the other one as well, but they're not doing that. But then the stuff that I think is going to help this year's WrestleMania, I think Orton and CM Punk, I think they have a chance to have a very good match. Hopefully it gets enough time. Hopefully they go out there and really perform very well. I'm expecting something good out of these two. I don't think it's going to be the best match of the night, but if they're given time, they could have a hell of a match with each other, which hopefully it does turn out to be a good match, and I do expect it to be pretty good. And then you got, Triple H and Undertaker. This match right here, Triple H and Undertaker, the build up to it could have been a whole lot better, and they at least did a good job of selling it leading into WrestleMania. They did a great job this past Monday Night Raw selling this leading into WrestleMania. That was the good thing they did right there. So even though at some parts the build up to it was a little lackluster, it could have been a whole lot better than what it was. They at least did a good job of selling it leading into WrestleMania, which is something I think they did a great job this past Monday night on Raw. Probably one of the best Raws, I gotta say, that did a good job. Probably one of the best jobs of selling a pay-per-view to the crowd, to the fans, and making them can't wait to see it. That's what they did this past Monday night on Raw. They did a damn good job of having a lead into WrestleMania. It was a good show to go into WrestleMania. I think they did a good job of selling some of the matches even stronger. And one of them was this match right here with Shawn Michaels coming out there, and stuff between Undertaker and Triple H was good as well. So with it being no holds barred, expect Shawn maybe to play some role in it. Then you got Edge versus Alberto Del Rio. This match, I think most of us would have been more interested in it if it would have turned into a triple threat with Christian, but unfortunately it's not. But it might be at least a decent title match. Alberto Del Rio, he's very charismatic, I'll give him that. And he's solid in the ring. He's decent in the ring. I wouldn't say he's great in the ring, but him and Edge might have a pretty decent to maybe pretty good to maybe even better than what I'm expecting match at WrestleMania. Then you got the main event, which is something I'm really looking forward to because I got high expectations for this, which is John Cena versus The Miz for the WWE title. Obviously, The Rock's going to play some type of role in here, maybe, cost Cena the match and Miz somehow retain the championship. But with this, I am expecting something great out of John Cena and The Miz. Now, it's going to be a great wrestling match. No, it's going to be a good, entertaining match. And I expect a lot out of this match. Hopefully, it doesn't disappoint. Hopefully, my expectations aren't so high for this match that it makes the match not seem as good as what it probably would be to other people that might have lower expectations for this match. But I do expect something good out of here. So, Punk and Orton being on here, Triple H and Undertaker, and then Miz and Cena. I think those three matches are going to save this year's WrestleMania. And, Sheamus and Daniel Bryan won't be bad. But some of the stuff they should have done was, kept the Money in the Bank match, and some of these matches that just seem like they're throwaway matches, just get some mid-card talent put on a WrestleMania. They should have just scrapped some of those and did the Money in the Bank match. I think most people would probably agree with that. But let me get into my predictions for WrestleMania. Obviously, the first match, or what's probably going to be the first match, would be the Corre versus Santino Marella, Kozlov, Kane, and Big Show. Match no one cares about. Obviously, the faces are going to win this match. I don't see the Corre winning here, so the side with Santino will win this match. Not expecting anything good out of it, and hopefully it's not the opening of the pay-per-view, because I think the next match, if they have this next match, or maybe Rhodes and Mysterio as the opener, I think the opener would turn out to be something good, because next match I would say maybe be Sheamus and Daniel Bryan for the United States title. And I think these two will have a good match. It's going to be a good match for the United States title, but like I said, with a few of these people, I would prefer them to be in a Money in the Bank type match. But Daniel Bryan and Sheamus, and it's good to see, Bryan Danielson, a.k.a. Daniel Bryan, in a WrestleMania match. That's good right there in and of itself. And him and Sheamus, I think, will have a good match. Sheamus just won this title, so it would be pointless to have Sheamus lose the title already. So I see Sheamus retain the championship. But it might turn out to be a good match between these two. I just think they should have been used a little better than just this match that they just threw together for the most part. Then the next matchup will be Rey Mysterio versus Cody Rhodes. I have heard a lot of people have some high expectations for this match or expect something great from it. My expectations for it, I think it will be a good match, but I'm not expecting anything great. So I'm expecting it to be a good match, not anything great. Maybe it might even be better than I'm expecting. If WWE was smart here, Mysterio winning this match is not going to do anything for Mysterio. So the way they've been building up Cody Rhodes, and Cody Rhodes, pretty much has improved a whole lot. He's more charismatic than he's ever been, and he's really improved a whole lot, I got to say. I'm got to take it back. I was one of those people, like a lot of other people. I was probably one of the loudest voices of it, though, saying that, within Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase, Cody Rhodes would have been like Marginetti. He would have went nowhere, and Ted DiBiase would have been the star. I was totally wrong there. Hopefully Ted DiBiase becomes something someday, because I do think he's pretty talented, but doesn't look like it's going to be anytime soon. It looks like Cody Rhodes is actually getting that push, so got to admit I was wrong there. With this, if they want to build someone for the future, Cody Rhodes it would be a smart move to have Cody Rhodes win this, but it's not going to happen. We all know Mysterio is going to win this match, and it might actually be a good match. Not expecting anything great, but I'm expecting at least a decent to good match. Then the next matchup will be probably something at least I don't care about, and I think a lot of people don't care about, which is the 6-person tag with Dolph Ziggler and LayCool versus John Morrison, Trish Stratus, and Snooki. Which the last part, Snooki, the no talent so-called celebrity Snooki of a idiotic reality show that I don't understand how it's so popular. And a show like that, Jersey Shore being so popular, it just shows how dumb a lot of Americans are. I'm sorry to say it, but it just shows how dumb a lot of Americans, or at least American culture, is when a show like that is probably one of the most popular things right now here in America. And I don't understand how it can be that popular. It's a stupid fucking show. I maybe tuned in, maybe give it 1 or 2 minutes, and I said, fuck this, I'm not watching this show. It's terrible. I don't understand the popularity behind it. But a lot of those reality shows, I don't understand the popularity because I'm not a huge fan of that. Completely despise reality shows. So right there, yeah, I'm not a fan of reality shows, so I guess with that I cannot judge, because since I already don't like reality shows, I'm obviously not going to like any of them, so I just don't like them. And Snooki, God knows how much money WWE is wasting. I know, just I heard on the news yesterday that some college actually wasted $32,000 just to have her come there and talk at a college. I guess I don't know if it was for a graduation or something like that. It obviously wasn't for a graduation, but she came there for something, to do a speech, and they paid her that much money. God knows how much money Vince McMahon's wasting on. But with Vince McMahon, and I guess even with TNA bringing in these Jersey Shore characters, it at least gets them media attention, which is something TNA and WWE both go for. I guess with WWE being the brand that's been around for decades, the WWE/WWF's been around for so long, especially with this being WrestleMania. I guess that's why it's getting so much coverage. Obviously, it didn't work this way for TNA. TNA probably would have loved if they would have got this much coverage, but I guess since it's WrestleMania and stuff like that, and it's WWE, obviously you get more publicity and a lot of media coverage. I've seen tons of media coverage with this. So Vince McMahon, no matter how much money he probably wasted on her, he probably, in his mind, thinks it was worth it. Even though I guess in some ways I couldn't really disagree with him or even Bischoff bringing in these type of stars, because it does get them media attention. But is it the good type of media attention? That's another thing. But maybe with Dolph Ziggler being in here, maybe with Trish Stratus being in here, maybe with Morrison, and even, I don't like Michelle McCool, but she's a decent women's worker. So maybe with them four, they could turn this match into something at least decent and maybe a little better than I'm expecting. But obviously, with them knowing how much media attention this is going to get with Snooki being in this match, she's obviously going to get the pinfall in this match for her side. So, the side with Morrison, Trish Stratus, and Snooki are obviously going to win this match without a doubt. Then the next matchup will be a match that I don't think is going to be anything good, but I got to give WWE something. They've done a great job of building this match and making you at least somewhat care about it. Maybe some people care about it a little more than others. I don't think it's going to be anything great to see, but Michael Cole versus Jerry the King Lawler with special guest referee Stone Cold Steve Austin. The build-up to this has been great. Now, don't know if this is a compliment to WWE or not, but it's kind of sad that one of your best-built matches is centered around a commentator that's a non-wrestler and a 60-year-old wrestler that's semi-retired. That's not necessarily a good thing to say when your best match, one of your best matches built up is a match that includes a non-wrestler and a semi-retired wrestler. But Jerry the King Lawler's finally getting his WrestleMania moment. That's basically the idea of this match and why he got this match. Finally get his WrestleMania moment, and he'll win this match. You'll see Stone Cold Steve Austin stun Michael Cole, which probably make this match somewhat entertaining to at least see him stun Michael Cole. It's probably going to be a very sloppy match because Michael Cole's not a wrestler. Jerry the King Lawler is semi-retired. He doesn't wrestle all the time, and he's up there in age, so this is probably going to be a very sloppy match, but they have done a good job of building it up and making you at least care about it. But when the match actually starts, it's not going to be the same way. It's not going to be anything good. It might turn out to be at least watchable, but I don't expect it to turn out to anything good, though. But with it, Jerry the King Lawler will finally get his WrestleMania moment, and with that, obviously, he's going to pick up the victory in this match. The next matchup will be Randy Orton versus CM Punk. This will be a very good match. I'm really looking forward to this. Hopefully he gets enough time. Hopefully they are given enough time to go out there and perform to their fullest abilities and have a hell of a match. At least give it 15-20 minutes. If they do that, they'll probably have a very good match. I'm expecting a lot from this. I would like to see CM Punk win the match, but we all know Orton is most likely going to pick up the victory in this match, defeating CM Punk. Then the next matchup will be Undertaker versus Triple H in the No Holds Barred match, which this match I think is going to be a great match. I think it's going to be something good. Now, it's going to be as good as Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels either time. No, it's not going to be as good as those Undertaker matches at WrestleMania the past 2 years. It's not going to be that good, but I think it will be a very good match between these two. They had a great match, or at least a very good match at WrestleMania 17. That whole WrestleMania 17 was one probably next to 19. 19 is my favorite WrestleMania, but 17 is right next to that, and 17 was probably one of the most entertaining WrestleManias, and tons of great stuff on that WrestleMania, and they had a very good match right there. I think they could possibly have the same type of match, maybe even a better match this year at WrestleMania. Obviously, Shawn Michaels is going to play some role in this match. I'm trying to figure out, he'll probably, come out here, maybe distract Triple H or cost Triple H the match, and then Undertaker's streak stays alive. No matter what way it's going to go, Shawn Michaels is going to play a role in this, and the streak's going to stay intact. It'll be idiotic if they have Triple H in the streak, and even in the True Story WrestleMania DVD the WWE just put out, Triple H even admitted in there, the streak should never end. Obviously, it probably was made before they scheduled this match, but still he said the streak should never end. Vince McMahon has said the streak should never end as well, and hopefully they stick by that and the streak does not end, because I don't think it should ever end. Even if they do end it sometime, they would have to do it some great way, and I don't think they can. I mean, even if they do it with someone like, if they do the match I think a lot of people want to see sometime at WrestleMania, which is Cena versus Undertaker, I don't think many people would want to say Cena is the one to end Undertaker's streak. Even if they do something epic and turn Cena heel and they do something like that, that would be the only way they could do something like that. But the streak needs to stay intact. It's been around for so long. They need to keep it intact. And Triple H will lose this match, but I think it'll be a very good match with Undertaker and Triple H. But it will not be as good as the Undertaker matches the previous 2 years. But I think it'll be a hell of a match, possibly the best match of the night. I'm either saying that match is going to be the best match of the night or the main event, which is Cena versus The Miz. But I'm thinking Undertaker's probably going to be the match of the night. Then the next matchup will be Edge versus Alberto Del Rio. Like I said earlier, the one complaint I have with this is I think they should have threw Christian into this match, since Christian, leading into WrestleMania, has defeated Alberto Del Rio 2 times, 2 back-to-back SmackDowns. He defeated him, and I thought the smartest move would have been is to throw him into this match, but maybe what they'll do is save that for the Elimination Chamber, not the Elimination Chamber, but I mean Extreme Rules pay-per-view, and then have a triple threat with Alberto Del Rio, Edge, and Christian. Then, and the way they've been building up Alberto Del Rio, this huge push he's got, he needs to win the title, even though I'm going to say it's way too early for him to have the title, and they're basically shoving him down our throats. The way WWE's pushed him, they need to give him the title, and obviously I think without a doubt he is going to become champion, because what would be the point of this push if he walks into WrestleMania and does not win the title? Because where is he going to go after that? And then hopefully after he wins the title, he doesn't fall off like Jack Swagger, but I think WWE has a lot invested into Alberto Del Rio. I don't think they will do the same thing they did with Jack Swagger with him, especially since unlike Jack Swagger, Alberto Del Rio is actually charismatic. He's good on the mic, which is the one thing that hurts Jack Swagger. He's a great wrestler, but he's terrible on the mic, which is probably one of the reasons why he isn't pushed the way he should be, because he's a great wrestler, but the thing WWE likes, if you're a terrible talker, 9 times out of 10, you're very rarely are actually going to get a push if you can't talk on the mic. There's very few exceptions to that rule. Someone that actually is terrible on the mic to actually become champion and actually be a main eventer that actually stays around in the main event for a long time. So like I said, Alberto Del Rio, without a doubt, is going to win this. The way they've been booking him, he has to win the title. Then the main event will be John Cena versus The Miz for the WWE Championship. And like I said earlier, I'm expecting a lot from this match. Hopefully I'm not disappointed. I expect this to be something great. It's going to be a great wrestling match, no, but I think it's going to be a great entertaining match. And obviously The Rock playing a role in this match is going to be getting the fans interested in it more. What's he going to do in here? I expect him, obviously, since this past Monday night's Raw ended in that great segment with John Cena and The Rock with their stare down, them talking back and forth on the mic, then The Miz coming out there, The Miz and Alex Riley beating down The Rock, then The Rock getting beating them down, hitting the people's elbow onto The Miz, and then Raw ending with John Cena hitting the attitude adjustment to The Rock. So with that, obviously, I think The Miz is going to retain, and The Rock is going to do something. Maybe he might do something where he rock bottoms both The Miz and John Cena, and then puts The Miz on top of John Cena, or does something where he costs John Cena the match, or he does something in this match that somehow helps The Miz in some way. Maybe he not inadvertently want to help The Miz, not want to help him win the title, but some way or another, The Miz finds a way to walk out WrestleMania still as champion. So that's my predictions for WrestleMania. Like I said, the card could have been a little better. Like I said, I think they should have kept the Money in the Bank match, but there is some stuff on this WrestleMania that I think can at least save this WrestleMania and turn it into at least a good Mania and some memorable things. Undertaker and Triple H, I think they could have a hell of a match, could possibly be the best match of the night. Orton and CM Punk, if they get enough time, I think Orton and CM Punk could have a very good match. I know other people are expecting Mysterio and Rhodes to be maybe a show stealer. I'm not going to go that far. I think it can be a good match, but not no show stealer or anything that fans are going to be like saying, did you see that great, Cody Rhodes and Mysterio match? Not saying it's going to be a bad match, but I'm saying I don't think it's going to be the show stealer or the great match some people are expecting. Sheamus and Daniel Bryan would be pretty decent. And like I said, with the 6-person tag with Ziggler, Morrison, Trish in there, they might make that match at least watchable and might make it into something better than a lot of us are expecting. The 8-person tag, without doubt, is going to be terrible. And Edge and Alberto Del Rio will probably be at least a decent to good match, maybe even better than what I'm expecting, and I'm expecting a lot from The Miz versus John Cena. So that's my predictions, my thoughts on the build-up and everything leading into WrestleMania, and I'll give my review of WrestleMania after that airs tomorrow, and after you see this video later on tonight, you'll probably see me do the Ring of Honor show that they're doing today. I have that review probably up in either in the late afternoon or sometime in the night. So you expect to see today. You'll expect to see obviously this video you're seeing right now, my preview for WrestleMania 27, then my review of Ring of Honor Takes Center Stage Night 2. And yeah, that's it for this video. Peace.